What a crazy day in the stock market. A lot of people expected it to be red, even including myself, but it ended up being green, which I'm not mad because I do have a lot of money invested. Okay, so before we get into the charts, let me show you this play from our Discord. This is our free alert channel. I alerted this play and we were up 15%. It's a leveraged PLTR play, it's a leveraged Palantir play, and up 15%. So that's insane. Also, this is another one that I alerted on Friday. It was at $305 and it went all the way up to 838, almost a triple. So if you want access to our Discord, the link is in the description. Okay, now let's get into it. Let's get into Palantir. So Palantir had a double beat EPS, it beat revenue, and it had strong growth for the year. I think they're projected to hit $7 billion this year. Okay, so if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you know that I have been talking about it. You know that I have been buying. Now, as you can see, there is another pattern on here, and I will show that in just a minute. I will explain that just in a minute. But for right now, like I said in my previous videos, I was buying here and then I was buying here. And, my average is somewhere here around 152, 153. And, after earnings, we are up, I think, like 8%. Last time I checked, it was like 163. So I am up, $7, $8 on my position. Okay. So I'm possibly thinking about taking some profits off the table. Now, I'm explaining this part, as you can see, is that what I have on my chart looks like a head and shoulders pattern. If you don't know what that is, I have a school community, link is in the description, and it teaches you all about these patterns and how to trade and how to identify them. Okay, so I'm not going to explain that, but if you know what these already look like, as you can see, this clearly looks like a head and shoulders pattern. You can even see it on the weekly time frame. And yeah, there it is. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is a guaranteed. Nothing I say is financial advice, but this could possibly play out. Now, what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be looking for basically a break below these levels before Friday, especially on a weekly time frame. If we were to be below this 147, 148 level and we'd be going down, I would assume that this is probably going to play out and possibly headed to $100. Okay. Now, again, I do still believe that Palantir has great potential here in 2026. I do believe that it can get to $200. But again, I think that could play out. And if it does, I think that this is going to be a buying opportunity for the stock. So that's why I'm considering taking some profits off of the table. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own research and do your own due diligence. Okay. But again, if this head and shoulders plays out, for me, that'll be a buying opportunity to go long on the stock. Now, what would invalidate this basically is, again, if we were to stay above this level, what I would like to see this week is probably to come up. Actually, no, we're already up above this EMA as we speak, unless, we dump tomorrow. But I would like us to see, just to keep on trending up, probably back up to this trend line where we broke here around, possibly 173. That's where I would like it to see. If we were to trend back up to this trend line, then I would say that um, this head and shoulders would be broken. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on Palantir here in the next coming days and the next coming weeks. Like I said, if we break below this 148 level, I would say that this would probably play out. And if we don't, I would like it to see come back to this resistance here at around 174, 173. Okay, so that is that for Palantir. All right, so this is the next one that I've been looking at. I actually haven't talked about this one before, but I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with it. It is HIMS. Now, again, this has been in pretty much a massive downtrend. Now, I told my Discord community, I told them here at around $30. I'm like, hey, I want it cheaper. I want this $24 range. That's where I would be a buyer on HIMS. I've been telling them that, and I've been telling them, like, I'm not touching it until it gets to that level. And we've just been selling off since then. Okay. So, well, we've been selling off since way up here. But again, at $30, I've been like, nah, I'm not touching it. So, this is what I can see on the chart. As you can see, here at this $24 range, we've had a few times, in the past that we've hit some resistance up here, resistance up here, resistance up here, and then we finally broke it, and then we flipped it into support. Okay, so we bounced off once, we came up, we bounced off again, and then that's when we had a major run up, and then we bounced off again, and then we had a major run up. Okay, so again, I would be a buyer here on HIMS at $24. That's where I would be a buyer. I would love for it to come back down to this level. Like I said, since 30, I haven't been touching it, and actually, like I said, since up here, I haven't been touching it, but I've been waiting for this level to hit, and like I said, it keeps creeping down. Okay, so I think it's going to touch it here pretty soon, probably within the next couple of days, couple of weeks. Now, it could not touch it. We don't know, right? But if it does come down to a support level here at 24, that's where I would be a buyer to go long. Okay. So that is one that I've been watching. It's like I said, as you can clearly see, it's been in a massive downtrend. So let's see if this area can bounce and, come back up, maybe even just to the 30s. That would be a nice little win. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for on HIMS. Okay. So I've been talking about SoFi for a while now. Now, again, I said in my Discord community, I said, if we break this level, we could come back down to this 200 SMA, and that's basically what we've been doing, from $26 all the way down to, we're currently sitting at 22.10. Now, again, if you've been on this channel, I always like to buy at levels, just like Palantir. Okay, I bought at the 200 SMA, then we went to the next support line. I bought more, and now I'm up on my position a few thousand. Okay, so you never want to deploy all of your cash on the first support line. Okay, you always want to, you buy at this level, then you buy at this level, then you buy at this level, and then by the time it shoots back up, now you're up a decent amount. Okay, so now, and also, you never want to, like I said, just don't ever deploy all your cash at one level. Nothing I say is financial advice, just what I'm doing with my money. Okay, so again, what I'm looking at is the next area would be like a psychological level here at 20. That's where I would be a buyer. Again, I did buy here at this 200 SMA. We clearly broke that today. So let's see what the next few days have. But again, this $20 range is where I would be buying more and adding to my position. Okay, so that is that one. And then the next one that I've been talking about is Hood. Now, as you can see, excuse me, we did break below this 200 SMA. This is another one I bought here, and now I'm waiting for this area here at 85. Now I'm going to show you why I drew this 85 area is because of this area right here. This was currently resistance back in the past, back in I think 2020, 2021. That was resistance, okay, to $85. And then we hit it a couple times here. We hit it a couple times here. We hit it a few times here, and then we finally broke above. And now we are coming back down to this area of potential support here at 85. So this is where I would be a buyer. Like I said, this is like a major support and resistance at one point in time previously. So I would be a buyer here at 85. Again, my average, if I bought here at 85, I'd probably have an average of like $93, something like that. So again, that's what I'm looking at for these stocks. Now, one thing I will say is check out our Skool community. This is where I teach you how to trade. Again, we have a classroom charting for beginners. We have, a bunch of tools in here, and you can come in here. This is our community. We have 750 members, and I'm always posting videos, always posting content in here. So yeah, that is basically it for the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn the notification bell on so every time I drop a video, you can get it. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. I don't know why it's not ending, so we're just gonna, ow, ow. Oh, shit. dang, my hair. Look at my hair, bro. That is cooked. Zinnies. Winnies.